Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making 3 zero waste crafts. The first craft will require minimal effort, the second craft will require some effort, and the last craft will require maximum effort. Before I became zero waste, I crafted all the time. But after I became zero waste, I found that a lot of crafts involved a lot of trash. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some zero waste crafts that I personally have made and I think I'll make again.
For our minimal effort craft, we're going to be making this twine vase. You're going to need some twine, string or yarn, and a bottle. Remove any labels that might be on the bottle. Then you're going to tie your string, yarn, or twine around. And in your first tie, make sure that you double knot and leave a little tail hanging down. Wrap the remaining twine or yarn all the way around the bottle. When you get towards the end of your twine, you want to make sure you leave a tail and tie that tail to the first tail that we had in the first step. Then you want to cut or hide any excess twine. Here's our finished product, and I think it looks really awesome with some greenery in it or just a flower, and I really like this bottle because you can just put a single flower. Our next craft requires some effort and is a great craft for kids. For this craft, you're going to need scissors, a stapler, at least 2 toilet paper rolls, paint, colored pencil, or a crayon. You're going to want to go ahead and decorate those toilet paper rolls with whatever your method is. So here I'm using paint and I'm making little flowers, but as I mentioned, you could also use a colored pencil or crayon, which I do here, and as you can tell, both methods show up very well. When you're done with your pattern, you're going to go ahead and cut each toilet paper roll into 3 equal sections, which I didn't do very well. Then you're going to staple sections together into a flower-like shape. This was our finished product, and I didn't cut it evenly, so I went back through and I went ahead and cut off some excess. Here's our final product. I think if I were to do this again, first of all, I would measure to make sure it's equal, and secondly, I think I would also decorate the inside of the toilet paper rolls just so it's a little more aesthetic. This is our max effort craft, and I'm super excited because it's candles. We all have just that little bit that's left from a candle and we don't know what to do with it. Well, here's the craft. You're gonna need some old candles or like little small bits of candle, a wick, and an old candle container. If you have a little bit of a candle left, stick it in the freezer, wait a little bit, and then bring it out, and that'll make it easier to get the little bit of wax out. Here I'm using a knife to just kind of break it out, and then I am going to use that wax to make my new candles. So I also have these old wax melts that we actually got rid of our melter for the wax, so I'm just going to be using those as well, cutting them down into manageable pieces so that they'll melt more quickly. So that process does take a while, and that's why it is a little more involved. So once those are down to a size that you think is going to melt, you're going to stick those into a glass jar. Then you want to heat up some water. You can do this on the stove, but I did it in the microwave, and then put that glass jar into the heated / boiling water. Wait for that wax to melt, and you can speed this up by pouring in new hot water, which doesn't matter if you're doing it on the stove, but you also want to stir it because that is going to help it melt a little bit quicker. You're going to set up your candle holder like I have here in this shot with the wick in the middle, and then you're going to pour in your now melted wax, and then make sure that that wick is in there straight. Now this next part is optional, but while your candles are drying, you might want to unplug your oven because it caught on fire. Then you want to cut your wicks to the appropriate length, which normally is 1/4 an inch. And I just took that long wick and I'm actually going to use that in a future candle. And as you can tell, I had a lot of wax, so I ended up making 4 different candles. And I think they all turned out pretty well, but I'll let you see here in the next shot. I'm really happy with how these turned out, and I think the colors are actually not as bad as I thought they might be. This one does have a lot of weird like bubbling, but that's fine because this is just for me. But I do think I am gonna gift this one to my mom, and it has a lid on top too. So that'll be a fun little gift to give her. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any zero waste crafting ideas, leave a comment down below.